So my approach in the study of heritage in Syria is basically focusing on shrines, religious shrines, not secular ones, but religious ones. And the area is dotted with shrines. Every village at least has one shrine, but many have more. Some shrines are more important than others, but they are important for communities in order to basically to find leisure, to find contact, to find a social cohesion at the shrine. So people not only go for religious reasons to shrines, but also for leisure, for relaxing. Quite often the trees are also holy, so they would not cut the trees, so you have shadow at the shrines. So shrines are particular places. They are places of sacredness, and everything is sacred within the shrine area. For certain communities, they are very important because they don't have a strong scriptural tradition, like Alawites. So in some communities, the shrine is more central than others. But all communities have shrines. I started studying these shrines basically after a longer period of studying texts. And what I noticed is that there's a lot of production of older texts republished or new texts written and published in Syria and Lebanon and in the broader region, which are on the market for very cheap prices, but nobody reads them, or hardly anyone, except us scholars from Europe and the States. So I thought, well, there's something wrong, especially books about religion from the smaller communities. And that is why I decided to focus on shrine culture in order to see how people basically identify themselves religiously and socially. And the shrine is a perfect place to do that. And that is also the sacredness of the shrine. It's not only the saintly presence of a certain saint, it is also the sacredness of the community at large. I started this research about a little over 10 years ago. I did some research also in Lebanon for the same reasons. And then, of course, the war started in Syria. And then suddenly my research interest took a first change, because now quite often shrines are being destroyed. What we see is that when certain, mainly Islamists, but also other groups, take possession of a certain village, of a certain quarter in the city, they often destroy shrines. And basically, it is a clear sign of dominance and a denial of the legality of the particular faith of the other communities. A good example are the Douwes villages close to the border of Turkey in northwestern Syria. It's about 2 handfuls of villages, and they have been occupied by Jabhat al-Nusra, so Al-Qaeda in Syria, for quite a while already. The local shrines are all destroyed. The local community has been told, you're no longer Druze Muslims, but you're Sunni Muslims. And so they are allowed to continue living there, but basically they are denied of their original identity. And that is going on in all sorts of places. So there's been much attention for the destruction of the Baal temple in Palmyra, but many more smaller and larger shrines have been destroyed.